Okay. Okay. So good afternoon. So my name is Rezu, and I will be your examiner, not examiner. It will be like a little bit of tutor, but also because today we will have an IELTS simulation, we will also have a little bit of mock test about the speaking as well. Yeah. So I'm in Bali, and currently it's maybe afternoon here, but I noticed that from the number that the number that you have is not. Are you still in Indonesia, or you're not in Indonesia? Is it okay if I
I'm
ask it?
actually in Australia right now.
I see. So it's great. It's great. And then, is it okay to have? It's now, yeah. So for 30 minutes, is it still okay? Right?
That's okay. That's fine.
Okay. Okay. So may I know what can I call you, or maybe like a little bit about yourself?
You can call me Vanessa. That's fine.
Okay. So it was it's nice to meet you. And as you know that you are applying for the IELTS course, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So may I know what is the reason behind why you want to take the IELTS course?
Because I have to pass my IELTS test actually. Regarding my visa.
I see. So, may I know like what kind of visa that you're looking for? Like maybe the
It's
standard of
actually for the permanent residency.
permanent residency. Oh, okay. So you're going to be an Australian.
Not kind of. It's like just I don't really need a visa just to stay here.
Okay. So may I know the standard of the permanent residence IELTS and what kind of IELTS you should take? Is it like, do you strictly have to take the general, or do you also, but you can also take the academic?
I need to take the academic one, actually, not the general one.
Academic, okay. And then how about the standard of the score?
I need 7.5 overall and
Okay.
8 in speaking.
Really, 8 in speaking.
Correct, yes.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize it was so hard to be the PR in Australia.
It's actually not exactly the PR though. It's according my skill assessment. So I just finished the teaching course. It's a master course actually. So my skill assessment is to pass the IELTS in order to teach in Australia. So I need an 8 in speaking.
Okay, that's amazing. And then, have you ever taken any IELTS before?
Yeah, I did, but it was the last time was 3 years ago, so I kind of like forget lots of things already. And especially now, I'm pretty sure that a lot of things has reduced my fluency score. So yeah, I'm not really confident at the moment.
Okay. How about this score? Like, do you also have to take 3 years ago, like also 8 or 7.5 about the
It
test?
was 7.5 though, but I'm not sure if I could do the same score again for now.
Oh, okay, okay. But I mean, all is clear pronunciation, and you have been using that for maybe 3 years straight using English, right?
Quite a while, yes.
Yes, yes. So I do think that it's can also be a good point for your test later. Okay. Okay, so as you know that in the simulation, we are going to have a 30 minutes topic talking. And then for the half of it, like maybe around 15 minutes for the simulation, we are going to try the speaking test just to remind you and to check about your understanding about the speaking test. But in the course, there will be all four scales. It's just a matter of simulation because it's short time. Yeah. Okay. But I'm quite excited to hear about the high score because you are aiming for high score, which is 8, and you are teaching there, which is fantastic. May I know what kind of thing you teach, like English maybe, or like any other type of subject?
It's actually for the primary students. It's mainly for early childhood students. So it can be any subjects.
Oh, so you have been teaching for 3 years now.
No, no, no. I actually haven't been teaching any. So I just finished the course, and in order to be able to teach in here, have to pass my IELTS test.
Oh, I see. I thought it's, you came to Australia to teach. I thought like
No,
2 years.
I was a student.
You was a student. Okay, you were a student. And finally, it's time to go to work. Just kidding. No,
Correct.
it's amazing. Okay, so now maybe do you have any questions first about the course or about anything that you want to regarding the class, regarding the course?
Uh,
Any questions?
so for this course, you mean?
Yes, for like the
I
course that you
mainly,
want to take.
yeah, I mainly want to focus on the speaking because it's quite a high score, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of things has been affecting my fluency. I just want to bring it back, and some of the topics that I don't really understand, and especially for grammar, I'm not really good in grammar actually. So yeah, that's basically I want to focus on speaking.
Okay, that's amazing. And then so it means that but as you know that in the course you will have to take no, you can have like 4 of the skills, but before that I want to ask before about the deadline. Like, do you have any deadline, like when you should have the test?
I don't really have the deadline actually. I can make one. I'm thinking to take the IELTS test probably at the end of next month or this month. I'm not sure yet. Just as far as I feel comfortable, then I'm gonna take it. But for now,
Yeah,
yeah,
so it's your personal like goal.
yeah, yeah, correct.
Okay. Okay. That's amazing. And then you have 7.5 overall and 8 for speaking. How about the other skill? Any like standard? Like of course there's a
Yeah, so
standard for speaking.
I need speaking and listening for 8 and reading and writing for 7.
Okay. Well, writing 7. That's hard. I mean, for me, I hate writing. So, okay. So, that is quite a talk. So I can understand the background and all the deadline and stuff about what you will need for the next one. Okay. So now we already have some talk. So now I would like to add or ask you several things regarding the speaking IELTS. So I'm going to remind you a little bit. So IELTS speaking is about 15 minutes of talking. It will be divided into 3 parts. First part will be about personal. Second part will be a topic. Maybe if you still remember that you were given a topic and you have to talk about it for 2 minutes. Yeah. And then the last part will be, the third part will be a discussions related to the topic of part 2, but it's not going to make it personal. It's going to be like a little bit general things, like maybe in your country, in Indonesia, in Australia, and stuff like that. So it's not about yourself, and that is what the test's about. Each test will have their own perspective time, but overall, you will not be longer than 14 minutes. I think 15 minutes might be the deadline for the examiners. Okay. And then any questions about the speaking test before I start with the simulation? I mean, the speaking simulation.
Not really all clear.
Oh, clear. Okay. So now I would like to ask you. We will start. I will start with introductory of myself, and then we are going to proceed to the questions and all the stuff. I hope you are you having any around you. Are there any paper or pen?
Yeah, I do have one.
Okay, so you can take it, and then we can start for the part 1, part 2, and part 3 directly. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will start. First of all, I would like to introduce myself once again as the examiner for the Speaking IELTS test. My name is Rezuana Burhan. You can call me Rezu, and I will be starting the test right now by asking you personal data. First, may I know your full name, please?
My name is Vanessa April Tanwijaya.
Okay, and what can I call you?
Vanessa.
And where are you from?
I'm from Medan, Indonesia.
Okay, and is that your hometown? That is your hometown?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so what do you like about your hometown?
As far as I know, that it's the fourth biggest city in Indonesia. So it has lots of entertainment that young people might like, especially me. The most things that I like about the city is it has lots of shopping centers that I could spend my time with, window shopping with my family, especially my mom and my sisters.
Okay, and then what are the common occupations of people in Medan?
I believe there's a lot of occupations that are available in Medan. It has lots of hospitality industries and big companies that people could apply for, such as being an accountant or sales, or probably doctors and nurses, because there are lots of big hospitals as well.
Okay, talking about work, so what is your present area of work?
I'm currently working in the hospitality industry. It's a company called Hilton, and I'm a part-timer and a part of the F&B attendant, F&B industry there.
Okay, why did you choose this domain at work?
Well, to be honest, I came here 5 years ago in Australia, and that was the first thing that I could think of, because this industry requires a minimal experience, and did have I did have a little working experience, and it also offer on the job training. So that was one of the reason why I chose this job. Yeah.
Okay, and then what do you what thing that you don't like about the job?
Uh, Probably it's because of the same routine every single day. It's just monotonous, and it's kind of boring to have the same activities every day. And I believe that it's really hard to get to move forward. I mean, in the prospect of the promotions. So yeah, that's one of the reasons.
Okay, do you plan to change your domain in the future?
Oh yeah, definitely. I do, because one of the reasons that I studied one of my course, which is the teaching course, is just to change this job because it just doesn't have a good prospects in the future.
Okay. And then my last questions. So it means that you have studied about teacher there, about teaching.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So why did you choose the teaching course?
Um, to be honest, it's because of the permanent residency. I was thinking maybe that course could lead me to the path of permanent residency here, so I could stay in Australia for a longer time, as I really do love the lifestyle, and it's just completely different from what I used to do in Indonesia. And the more I did this course, I found it quite interesting, and it's just fits me straight away. I feel like it's a call. Yeah.
Okay. So now I would like to send you the topic for the part 2. As you know, in the part 2, after I send you the topic, you will have 1 minute preparation time and you can write it down on the piece of paper that you have prepared. Okay?
Yep.
Okay. So I would like to send it now. The topic is in your WhatsApp. So talk about a person who has done something for the society. You will have 1 minute preparation. You can start from now. Okay, that's 1 minute. You can start talking and I will count the time when you start speaking. Hello?
Hello. Yes. Can I start
Yes,
now?
okay. Yes.
So today I'm going to start off talking about a person who has done a huge thing for my society, and he's Joko Widodo. So we normally call him Jokowi, and he's the president in Indonesia, and he has been the president of Indonesia in 2 periods. And currently still is, and he is a down-to-earth person because despite of the work that he has done, there's a lot of change in Indonesia, especially with the infrastructure of most of the town. I think in the current probably 6 to 8 years, it's just changed a lot to modern style and more westernized. I believe that he brought a lot of good impact, which has bring down the economics in Indonesia to be more stable. And also, I remember vividly for the second period of the Indonesian selection for the president. I spent a whole day just to queue in the Parliament House here, in the Indonesian Parliament House, so I could just vote for him one more time, which I never done for the other presidents in Indonesia before. Yes, so he's a really important role as a role model in Indonesia, as I could say.
Okay, that's 2 minutes. Fantastic. Now I would like to ask additional questions regarding the same topic, which is about society. And sorry, let me have a drink. Wait a minute, sorry. Okay, sorry. So let's resume. I'm going to talk about the part 3, which is still about the society. So personally, who gets paid more in today's society, youngsters or old people?
It actually depends on the work that they have done, to be honest. I believe that young people have a fresh idea, that one mentioned ideas that they could bring to society, which may benefit them in making more money, probably. But old people who was actually their job for a long period of time could probably have a better promotion in the long run, which could also bring them more income for um, um, uh, their
Okay. Uh, can you hear me? Sorry, I lost you, I think, a little bit. Okay.
hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So I will ask the next question. What is more important, qualification or experience?
I believe that both of them has their part. To be honest, for example, a doctor has to have a qualification, yes, because they need to study lots of things regarding the medical conditions and the terms that they need to know before they start into the practice in the workplace. But then inexperienced barista probably would be preferred in a cafe than the than no experience at all.
Okay. And so about now society during the I want to ask society during the pandemic situation. So do you think the pandemic has made people to um, become isolated from each other?
Yeah, I believe so. People just don't go out much as they did, but then we do have social media that could bring them together, and not like physically. I believe that, but then also again, in the situation and the experience where you could make people together in one place is just priceless, rather than having to touch the button of the phone and then just contacted them. It's just experience a totally different stuff.
Okay, thank you very much. Now I would like to give you a little feedback. Yeah. So as you maybe a little bit about what you have done this whole time, it's really good because you can expand your ideas and you can make sure that you have the connected words. So as you know that in IELTS we have four types of qualifications. We have the fluency and coherence. We have the lexical resource, which is lexical resource is a good part of you because you can you manage to use the words that might be not really familiar with people. So like people can use that as fluent as they can. It means by naturally is one of your strengths there. Grammar, I found very slight mistakes. I think I actually during this time just now I didn't find any mistake that I can say like a big one. So I can just like that just like it's between choices and you choose the other one, kind of like that. For pronunciation, I can't say anything because it's great. I mean, you have been living there for 5 years, so you have the Australian accents very well. I can hear that. Yeah. Now the problem is that maybe about the fluency, especially at the first part, but I do thought it might be about because that it's been a long time since you talk in English, but like in a test way. Yeah. So you're kind of nervous in my imagination because the front part, which is part one, you still have a little bit of like thinking time and it's quite a long time. While if you are aiming for 8, it has to be flawless, right? It has to be something that it may be in imagination justice choose. Yeah. So that is the one thing that you have to improve in the next classes, as well as how to manage the word choices, but in part one. Jadi, during the part 2 and part 3, you did a good job. But in part 1, you especially try always repeat the words in the question as the same as the what the question has said to you. So if you're aiming for 8, we have to make sure that we don't do small mistake like that. For example, people ask, what is the occupation in Medan? Oh, the occupation is in Medan is this one. So it's a very textbook type of answer, and we don't want that. Yeah, if you still want to use it like that, you can just the work that they like or the work that is fun, that is common. You can say like that instead. Okay, that is one thing. Maybe do you have any question first about our simulation?
Not really so far.
So far, okay. So that's amazing. So just about the schedule a little bit. So maybe what time that you want to have a class? Like if you can have a class at what time?
Mostly in the morning now.
In the morning, like what around what time and what day?
Most of the mornings I'm free, but not for night shifts because I'm doing night shifts job.
Shifts?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's amazing then. We can talk about the schedule later on, yeah? Okay, any other questions? No?
And
No, yeah, but I'm actually quite interesting because I'm planning to have a working holiday visa. So I saw like from Run Anderson, so I was like, oh, it's exciting. So yeah, I hope to see you there. Just kidding.
all good.
Hmm?
All good.
Sorry?
Thank you.
Just kidding, just kidding. Okay, have a good day and see you in the next video. Bye bye.
Nice. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.